switching gears to our weather right now. Much calmer weather, shall I say, here in the Bay Area, with a beautiful day on tap, beautiful weekend on tap, but rain, maybe.
That's the whole story.
Is it a maybe or is it coming?
Not only is it still a maybe, but the plot is thickening on this. Yeah, in terms of detailing the likelihood of rain, let me show you where this is going to come from. Let's go up to the Gulf of Alaska, where all good winter storms develop. Let's play this forward from the clouds. This is the system we're waiting for to get developed. It's going to show up right out here as kind of a very beginning, nascent little counterclockwise spin. Nothing has happened from now till Monday. I just played us all the way ahead to that. Take a look at what California has in store for the weekend. We saw this a moment ago. You're going to be sunny and near 80 through Sunday if you're inland, mid-70s in the city. All the while, this thing is quietly trying to form off the coast. And if we take it from this point, this is midnight starting gate on Monday. I'm going to play it all the way through Monday, all the way through Tuesday. See how it develops into that beautiful little cinnamon roll and does a little counterclockwise spin and just kind of stayed stationary. One brief explainer on that. Let's come over to the monitor over here if we can. That's a cutoff low. That's a system that develops out in the Pacific, which has essentially cut itself off from the storm track. And when that happens, there's nothing to drive it along. So since that system has effectively cut itself off from the rest of the storm track, there's nothing to really make it predictable. Here's what I mean by that. This is Monday set up in the atmosphere. We were just looking at our little counterclockwise spin here. That's what it should be tied to. That's storm track. And that storm track's got a big job on its hand going into next week because it's going to be racing across the northern tier of the country and then diving down over here. They're about to get a significant Arctic blast of air. Records will be broken, the most significant cold outbreak we've seen here since last March. Meanwhile, our little system is sitting out here kind of hiding from the influence of that. And because it's going to do that, it's going to misbehave a little bit. Let's come back to it. So this is now Tuesday. Let's play it forward from there, because as we get into the middle of next week, it does come on shore, but it comes on shore as kind of a mess and in not necessarily the most predictable fashion. Let me show you the other model. What you just saw there was rain that comes in for the second half of next week. That was the American model. It shows us the system coming on shore. Let's look at the other model now. This is the European model, which does better on these things long range. We always say that on here, but when you have a cutoff low, it's almost like the rules go out the window. These cutoff lows are notoriously difficult for any model to nail down, and we're looking out pretty far. We're going ahead now to the middle of next week. But let's see what the latest thinking is on this, and it's almost identical to yesterday. Plan on some light rain, second half of Wednesday. A little bit better rain comes through likely as we get into Thursday, and then it becomes just chaotic. You're going to see showers come in from a totally separate little system from the south. And then as soon as that one leaves, I'm going all the way ahead to next weekend. This is kind of foolish. We're not going to the bank on any of this. But what you just saw was a forecast that takes us essentially from the second half of next week going through next weekend. And there is a lot of uncertainty. The possibility is there for rain. It will not rain the whole time. But the atmosphere is going to be doing some interesting things, kind of in the form of, let's get some clarity over about the next 3 days, which we will. We will get much better. As difficult as cutoff lows are, day 5 and 6 when you're looking down the road, we get much better with them as we approach. And we will get a lot more clarity on that system in the coming days. So if that second half of next week is crucially important for you to plan around, we've got you covered. Check back in with us over the next couple of days. By Sunday, Monday, we will have much more clarity on what that rain will look like for the second half of next week. But for right now, it is a mixed bag in terms of the forecast. All right, there's tomorrow. Remember, Sunday's going to be a bit warmer than that. We get down for our friends and family down towards Monterey and put the numbers on here for you guys. And these are actually the numbers in Monterey I wanted you to see for Sunday. A little bit warmer inland, a little bit cooler near the water. So this is your forecast there. You'll be sitting in the 70s in Santa Cruz, and you'll be in the 80s in Hollister down there. We saw our numbers a moment ago. Just wanted to make sure we got everybody else in. And now let's get to the 7-day forecast. And what you're going to see towards the end of it is that chance of rain that shows up for a good part of the end of it. So we've got a chance of rain on there that shows up through Thursday and likely into Friday. But you have a great weekend before that. That's why we checked in early in the newscast to make sure you saw that first. The weekend is coming tomorrow, and you've got get outside kind of weather. It's definitely not going to rain. Instead, it's going to be about 10 degrees above average.